Got the women on the internet pissed.
Why? Why would they be pissed? Oh, right. We're supposed to be able to read your minds and know just what is right, what is wrong, and when. Of course, the fact that, as I just said, y'all change your minds on what is right or wrong faster than a speeding bullet, yeah, you don't want to talk about that, do you?
According to the Korean woman, the reason being, all able-bodied Korean men have to serve military service. They do learn CPR in the military. So it was expected for men in their 20s and 30s who likely just got out of the military to jump in and help because they know how to do CPR.
Well, that's all well and good, but it begs the question, why aren't Korean women required to serve in the military and learn CPR too? I mean, it seems like it would be the right thing to do, right? But it goes to show you that women expect men to fight and die to protect them, but do it for themselves or men? Yeah, no. Again, the mindset that women have today is that men know how to do CPR and thus should be compelled to help out a woman. Yet tell them they're required to learn CPR and be obligated to help out a man? Well, say it with me, folks. That's misogyny.
But a lot of the men on the train didn't. And their reason being, they did not want to be accused of harassment.
We have a bingo.
There were a few incidents where men were actually accused for harassment, for trying to help the women. Back in 2014, a South Korean woman had actually tried to sue a male EMT paramedic for doing CPR and doing chest compressions on her.
That's completely true, and I'm aware of cases just like that in Australia, several European countries, and in the United States. So again, it's not limited to Korea. It's a worldwide thing that women do.
Although the paramedic wasn't charged or convicted with anything, since he was reported, he still had to go through an investigation.
Now, women, of course, downplay that. It's no big deal. He was found innocent. Yeah, while I don't know the particulars of the case she's mentioning, in others, their name was splashed all across the news, often in headlines. And the fact that they were found innocent later, well, at best it might get a 1-inch commentary on page 9, and at worst, and the more likely case, not a word will be said in the media that he was found innocent. That is the pattern we've seen time and again in situations like this, not to mention most false allegations. Add to it that once these allegations or lawsuits are filed, in many cases these men rack up huge legal fees as they know they're going to be investigated or sued and have to hire an attorney to guide and protect them as they go through it. So while women can try to downplay and excuse their fellow women's behaviors, men, not so much.
There was also another story shared of a Korean guy going up the steps in the subway station, and there was a woman in front of him seemingly about to fall. He put out his hands and tried to grab her from the back to prevent her from falling. The girl freaked out and called the police on him, and he ended up in the police station.
Something that happens to men across the world every single day. Yet women have the audacity to wonder why men are now refusing to help them out or gasp in horror when they don't. I mean, come on, ladies. Even a blind person should be able to see why. And yet, most of you don't.
That being said, these are all the men.
Yeah, I mean, par for the course. They're going to downplay what they done. They're not going to take accountability and responsibility for anything. Even if we say, hey, well, maybe this man had his hands a little bit low. It doesn't matter how much ground a man gives up, especially in today's age. They're always going to say, well, the man was at fault. He did something that triggered it. Maybe she had some past trauma that caused her to act like this. Right, fair, all well and good. But whatever trauma, whatever mistake, whatever thought process, miscommunication, whatever it is, misunderstanding, y'all still let the woman off the hook. And the man still had to pay for it. Period. The man gets falsely accused of things and then y'all just go scot-free. You think that's fair? You think that makes any sense? It'd be one thing if it's like, oh, man, don't do that. Or, oh, he was falsely accused, but we found out he was innocent. Everything's great. Go back to work. Except that, and in some cases, a man has lost deals, clients, business, brand deals, packages that he would have had this not come up on his resume. And it's not even I didn't even do anything. I was just trying to help. But you think the woman's going to say sorry? No, nope, not at all. I don't think it's my duty. Well, it's something, it was an honest mistake. Sorry. Even if it was an honest mistake. Oh, well, I didn't mean to. Sorry. You meant to say sorry. That's what I thought you meant to say. Well, I was just thinking that. Sorry, you meant to say sorry. Well, in my state of mind, from my point of view, we don't care. Say sorry. Not even that. Rectify the issue. Solve the problem. Period. As a matter of fact, why don't you just not do it? Modern women sometimes get in their feelings and then oh, well, I'm going to teach him a lesson. Or I just felt triggered in that moment because something happened to me when I was 13 and a half and I don't know what happened. I just went into another and then I called the police. And by the time it was all out of control, and I bet y'all sat up there and listened to him and looked while he was getting arrested and didn't say nothing. Oh, officer, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I made a huge mistake. Whatever I was thinking, I was tripping on that. He didn't do anything wrong. Please don't take him there. They don't even do that. They just sit there and watch, and then they get on TikTok. Oh, please, justice for him. Please let him out. The damage is done already. The damage is done. You've made his life worse, exponentially harder. And now it's, oh man, after the fact, all a bunch of nonsense after the fact. Happens too many times. Too many times after the fact, you got stuff going on and you don't even say anything about it. You just sit there and let it happen. I didn't know what to do. Use your mind, strong, independent woman. Use your brain. You don't got it now. I can't think. I don't know what to do now. But you was just making decisions. Let me beat on my chest. I'm a superwoman. But now we get in a situation that you created something and it's going wrong. I don't want to take accountability for that. I want to walk off. I don't want to do that.
James, man to man, I'm sorry you had to go through this and that your personal and professional lives have been ruined as a result of her false allegations. And as for you, no, bad. That's very bad. Don't do that. Don't do that again, okay? Okay. All right, case dismissed. Wait. Yes? Bad? Yes, what she did was bad. Very bad. And she won't do it again, right? What she did should be a felony. Why is she not being punished? Did you not just hear me tell her no? That's not punishment. I want her to be punished. Do you want me to say it again? No, she should suffer like I've suffered. Her lives have caused me to lose my job, my family, my house. The whole world now sees me as a woman. It's not true. We just found you innocent. It doesn't matter what the court ruled. The damage has already been done. Even though I never once lifted my finger at a woman, the whole world will forever see me as a monster. No, they won't. Yes, they will. No, they won't. She deserves to be punished more than just a slap on the wrist. I bet you like that, wouldn't you, woman? See?
The fact of the matter is, ladies, you created this dynamic. And the safe thing, the only thing men can do, is exactly what these men did. Stay out of it, or at most, call for help. Because the risk to a man of losing his reputation, his livelihood, his freedom, even his life. You do know what happens to men who essay women when they go to prison, don't you? For doing the right thing has become so great that it's simply not worth it. It's sad that it's reached this point. But as she said in the video and has been seen in many other situations across the world, that risk is real, very real. Yes, it's not every woman, but as women love to say, we men can never know which woman or what a particular woman will do. Especially one who is lying unconscious and can't give permission to a man to give her CPR or undo her shirt and remove her bra so he can apply AED pads. The bottom line is this. This is what you ladies wanted. These are the consequences of your words and actions. This is the result of you weaponizing Me Too and making it too risky for men to not only help you, but even be around you. Even if you didn't say or do these things yourselves, you stood by and let other women do it without saying a word about it. You didn't hold them accountable, and your silence is your complicity. Y'all said you don't need men or want them. Well, ladies, y'all better step up and start taking care of each other.
Exactly. Y'all need to step up and say, oh, no. Step up and start doing it. Get up out the office. I know y'all want these cushy boss babe jobs. Oh, I want to be the CEO. Be the CEO of an ambulance company. Right? So when these things happen and you feel like a woman is going to be in trouble, go ahead out there. Don't let the man do it. You take initiative. Oh, she's a woman. I got it. She's probably going to feel like this. She's probably going to want this. She's going to want this removed. She's going to need this removed. So give me some space. Let me operate on her. Oh, no, you don't want the hard jobs. You don't want the dangerous jobs. You don't want the physically demanding, taxing, laborious jobs. A man has to continue to do that. So a man in that decision, maybe it's not, or in that situation, maybe it's not the most perfect way to do it. But listen, I'm just trying to save your life. I don't know what to do. I'm just trying to get here and make sure that you live another day. Oh, well, he saw me like this. He did this. I get it. Trust me. I get it. I'm not saying that men should just be out here doing weird stuff, taking off stuff, removing stuff in order to objectify a woman. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is that Men are making decisions and they have to make split decisions. It'd be no different if it was a police officer or a firefighter, somebody that is in a position to where the stakes are high. It's a high pressure situation. And really, honestly and truly, you have 5 seconds to react. Sometimes you have literally a second to react. Sometimes it's just right then and there. You have to react, and you have to make a judgment call right then and there. This is what society pushes men to do all the time. Always judgment call, judgment call, judgment call. And even with the pressure on, oh, you didn't get it right. So a man has to, because he's forced to, a man has to, in his spare time, think about these things over and over again. He's got to do it with family. He's got to do it with friends. It don't matter if he's in like an EMT job or a firefighter or like a super high pressure job. At some point in time, a man somewhere is going to be in a high pressure situation and he's going to have to perform. He's going to be expected to perform. And maybe you give him a few chances, but let me tell you what society is going to do. After so many chances that he doesn't get it right, and it's not going to be that many, they're going to throw him away until he goes back in the lab and proves himself. You see it in professional sports. You see it on the job. It don't matter. High school, whatever level it is on the playground, he's got to prove himself or else you go sit over there by yourself. Period. That's how a man's world is. You got to prove yourself, work hard, think, do whatever you need to do in order to help us understand that you're competent enough. You're capable enough of doing this, right? And so when he has to do that, and then what do modern women? Oh, you didn't do that right. Society does. Oh, you didn't do that right. Oh, you need to get better. Okay, you go out and do it. Well, it's not my job. You know what? When did men become so sassy? When did men men ain't men anymore. They don't make no hard decisions. They don't do that. They just want to complain. You ran your mouth. You do it. So easy. You're a boss, strong, independent woman. Don't need no man. You got it. You got it. You got it. I'm not good at this. You do it. And that's when they want to get quiet, mumbling under their breath when you walk out. Well, you didn't have to do all that. You didn't have to say all that. Man, you just so angry. Why you have to even go there? Because you wouldn't shut up. Because you need to learn your place at some point in time. If you're not going to go do it, then who going to go do it? Okay, then. Sit down and shut up if you're not going to get out there and do it.
So I was seeing this guy for about 3 months. And we broke up. And it was mainly because I posted a TikTok about how you deserve somebody who will send you flowers and you deserve somebody who will come to see you and da-da-da-da. The man sends me the TikTok. Brother, I know what the TikTok is. I fucking made it. Alright, cool. He sends me the said TikTok. I see it, and then he says, I know I won't be this for you. And I was like, you won't ever bring me flowers or anything like that. And he was like, no. He was like, I'm not financially able to do that. I'm like, that's cool. I get it. I was not wanting somebody to, have flowers delivered to my work or, this big bouquet of flowers. And no, baby. No. We a $5 Walmart special. I was thinking of you. Top flower person. Don't get me wrong. I love the pretty ones and all this and that. Love them. Gorgeous. Love them. But if you can't afford it, then you don't have to do that. I don't need that. Whatever. So anyways, he tells me that and I'm like, hey, that's fine. Well then, I'm like, thanks for your honesty. This has been fun, but we're better off friends. And then he proceeds to be like, oh no, I want to work on these things. So I'm like, what? What? Okay. So I was confused. I was like, okay, whatever. So a couple of days go by and we're working on things. And then Friday rolls around and he's just been really quiet lately. And I'm just like, hey, is everything okay? What's going on? And he was just like, this isn't going to work. And I'm like, what? And he was like, this isn't going to work. I'm not going to be that person for you. I can't do it.
I said, I know this. This is why I try to break up with you Sunday. But okay. I was like, that's fine. Thanks again. Appreciate it, buddy. So, at 1 a.m., I drove to his house and got all my stuff. He was at work, so it's fine. He gave me a key. So I drove to his house, got all my things, even got the bagels. Even got the bagels that I paid for. I was livid. I was like, brother, you should just let me break up with you when I tried to. But whatever. Whatever. So, fast forward to like today. I got a text message from him. Yeah. The man who wasn't financially stable to buy $5 Walmart flowers or to drive to my house is going to ask me if we were having a Black Friday sale on some Meta Ray-Ban glasses. I said, do what? And then he was like, are y'all having a sale on? Because like, if y'all are, then I need to go buy some. And like, you know, if you can like help me out. And I was like, what? I'm not buying these things for you. And he was like, no. I was just letting you know, like, I just need to know if y'all are, like, if you're having a sale, just let me know. What? Brother, I'm sorry. The audacity you have right now. So I said, I got you, buddy. I'll let you know. I ain't letting that motherfucker know. I'm sorry. You couldn't buy $5 flowers, but you can buy $300 glasses that you don't need. I say all of that to say, if he wanted to, he would. Just saying. Quit settling for the bare minimum. The man didn't even compliment me. Ever. Zero. Zilch. None. We go to the gym, and I said, like, I thrusted, hip thrust like 225, and I was just like, pumped up about it. I was like, oh my God, like, this is a new, not record, but this is a new whatever, like, I'm so excited about it. And he was like, that's if the bar weighs 45. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? If the bar weighs 45. Go on somewhere. You just mad because you skip leg day every day and I don't. Anyways. Yeah.
Well, it's a couple of things on his side. I think the first time the conversation of splitting up came about, I think that should have been the end of it, rather than him trying to push things and say, hey, you know, I can work for this. I can do this. Let me try again, that sort of thing. Now, if you feel like you're in a certain position and she's going to be too much, just let it go right there. You don't want to send mixed messages and miscommunication, yada, yada, yada. I think the second thing is, particularly when she was talking about her being in the weight room and hip thrusting, whatever it was, and that was a big thing for her. I don't think that he had to be negative about that. He could have probably said, oh, yeah, man, that's great. That's awesome. Whatever the opinion was, I think, you know, maybe he would have said that to one of his boys and his boy would have been all right with it. Because sometimes that's just how men are. But, you know, sometimes men are like, yeah, bro, go do it. Hey, man, let's get this next one in. Right. So you can be definitely celebratory and congratulatory to your significant other, your girlfriend or whatever and whatnot. So I do think, you know, in that regard, you have a point. But I will say that you're saying that he had other priorities, and maybe he did. But I've seen those videos or those types of videos that you shared, and it's not a $5 bouquet. It's not $5 roses. Some of the times these women are talking about getting them forever roses. That's $400 or $500, like upwards, like at least $400 or $500. And sometimes they go on sale, and so you can get them for $300. Now they do last a long time, at least a year, I think it is. But that's an investment. That's a significant investment. So the stuff that these videos convey, oh, if he wanted to, he would. You deserve a man that gets you this, and this. And I think a lot of men would feel a certain way when you send that stuff out. a man is going to think, oh, that's what she's asking for. Most people would think, oh, that's what I deserve. Because that's what women look and see. They're like, oh, yeah, man, I deserve a man to give me this, 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 and this. And they clip those videos, they favorite them, they save them to their camera roll, and it all off to the races. This is what I deserve. This is what I want. And I'm not settling. So don't try to make it seem like he was just off his rocker when you sent the video out and you posted the video out and he was just wrong for thinking what he thought. No, when modern women see something like this and oh, yeah, man, I deserve a rich man and I'm not getting off that point. I'm not moving. And they get on TikTok and they post about that stuff. They get online, social media, and they post about that type of stuff. So I think when him saying, well, I don't think that I can afford that level of stuff, right? Oh, you can afford a Black Friday sale. And even on that point, Black Friday comes around once a year, quote unquote, because if you're paying attention, the sales are going to be going on all year long. Same exact sales. So there's that. But for people who don't pay attention to that stuff, Black Friday is once a year, Cyber Monday, and it's going to extend into January, and then they're going to continue having sales. They're just going to name it a different thing, right? So that's a one-time thing. What most women really honestly and truly are asking for is an ongoing thing. I want you to provide this stuff to me on a regular basis, and it's not just the flowers. So even if it was just $5 flowers maybe last a week. 5 times 4 is what, 20? 20 times 12. What are we looking at there? Upwards of 400. I don't know, somewhere around there. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Sorry, half that, 240. So you got 240, right? Okay, that's a $240 bill. Plus, he's going to have to take you out on a regular basis, right? Let's say you guys go out every week. Let's say you keep it down. Let's say you go out twice a month, right? So twice a month you're going out. One time is a nice dinner. Okay, so a nice dinner, let's say $100. Let's say you do something completely free the next time. So $100 a month times 12, what is that? 1,200. So now you're sitting around 1,400, somewhere around $1,400 with the 240 for the flowers. So you got the flowers, you got dating, okay, and then you got Christmas presents. So Christmas, you got to do it big. But let's say we're not going to do it too big. We're going to keep it relatively modest, and it gives you a present for $100, okay? And then you guys are probably going to be doing events during that month. So let's say he spends another $100 on the events, right? So you're looking at somewhere around $1,600, okay? And say, well, it'd be nice if you got me something for Valentine's Day, and you did Valentine's. So now you have Valentine's Day, okay? And let's say you keep it at a modest $100. So you're now sitting at $1,700, all right? So you say, okay, well, it's my birthday. So we're still keeping it modest. B-Day, 100. So now you're looking at 1,800. Plus the gas that he spends, going back and forth, picking you up. Gas, let's say 300 a year we're talking about. So now we're over into what, 2,100, somewhere around there. Oh, baby, I want to get my nails done. Can you help me with that? Let's say he pays for your nails every other month, and you do things modestly. Hair and nails, something like that. Hair and nails every other month is like $50. So 50 times 6. Let's say 50 times 6. 50 times 6, 30, add a 0, 300, right? So now you have about 2,400, let's say, and we're just being modest, okay? Now he has that plus his bills, so it's $2,400. So if you take 2,400 divided by 12, what are you looking at? Somewhere around $150, $200. That's another bill, and he has to keep that up every single month. This is what men be talking about when women send this type of stuff out and they don't think about what they're saying. All of these calculations go into a man's head, and he's trying to say, okay, I want to give her this, but I'm not 100% sure. So maybe communication would go along, and we're not talking about flowers that costed a whole bunch. We're just talking about what, $5 a month, $5 a week for flowers that are going to die every week, right? That's 240. And those are cheap flowers. Most of the flowers that I see probably going to be around $10. So you can double that 240 and it'll be even more expensive. You starting to get me? And say you don't want the basic nails, like the basic mani-pedi. That's going to be a little bit more. Christmas is going to be a little bit more expensive. He got the bonus, you know about it. So now he's got to spend that bonus on you, right? And so now that stuff that you're talking about is measly and it's cheap and it's easy and you should be able to maintain. Now that jumps into the $3,000, $3,500, $4,000 range. And that's a significant bill. Now it doubles to, I don't know, $400, $500 a month in some cases. That's pretty significant. So if he says I can do $500 one time versus $500 every month, it would be understandable. But please keep on telling us how a man is broke and it's not going to work out. Once again, I agree. He should have stuck to the first time y'all broke up. Just leave it there if you're not going to be able to maintain that level. But to be acting like he's crazy and he's just like cheap, like it's just, oh man, this stuff is easy to do. Come on now.